Hey, it's Alex here. So I recently sat down with a number of different people that live here in Estepona that have moved here from different countries to find out what life is really like here in Spain, what it's like to move from a different country. Is it a big culture shock? All that kind of good stuff. So I've got the best bits of those chats here in this video, but you can also watch in full length the individual chats that I had with each person over on the YouTube channel. So yeah, here's the best bits. Enjoy.
So we were tired of doing the Florida thing in the winter. We were looking for someplace in Europe where we could golf. We found the Costa del Sol, we did some research and discovered this place called Estepona that sounded really nice and that had retained its Spanish charm. So we visited for a 2-day stay and fell in love and never even looked anywhere else.
Why did you decide to move here?
The obvious, sun, the lifestyle, very relaxed environment. Wanted to get away from the UK, very negative place to be living right now. Not a lot really going for it, and clearly the weather is a lot better here.
Yeah, and why Estepona? Why this area of Spain?
To be honest, I think it's like the jewel of the crown. It's a proper town with proper Spanish people, where you need to learn the language if you really want to make friends. It's not just boozy Brits, you know.
Yeah,
there's a lot of booze, of course, and there's a lot of options, but it's a proper town with nice people. It's a very beautiful place, and it's very safe.
Why did you decide to move to Spain?
Well, I've had I've been coming here to Estepona since 1984, actually, and had the apartment here about 30 years now.
Okay.
And wanted to come here eventually.
And why Estepona?
It was the chance because I came to Costa Natura, which is a nature's place down there, right? And so it was why I came here in the first place.
Yeah, okay.
And since I like it so much, that's why I landed in Estepona.
Why Estepona and why Spain?
I think having spent that much time in the UK, if I'm being very honest, crap weather, I think takes its toll. And the opportunity at this kind of stage in my life/career to live in an area and in a lifestyle like this, I think was just too good to not at least try for at least a few years. So, yeah.
Why did you decide Spain?
Actually, I always wanted to move to Spain. It's it was always my favorite country. We Germans, we visit Spain, let's say on a regular basis, Mallorca or these other destinations. But I thought, okay, this is something you do plan 5 years ahead, and then finally it was a quite spontaneous decision. So I was sitting on the paseo, on the promenade. Watching the beach, the sea, and then seeing the mountains behind me, and I thought, okay, this is paradise. I should not leave. How could that be possible? And I didn't know anything, and then first took the decision and then made everything possible and happen.
I guess one thing that surprised me is trying to get anything done is pretty difficult. People here seem to live a life that once they have enough money to enjoy themselves, they kind of go to the beach, you know? So when you're trying to get work done on your home, for example, people come and they start a job and then disappear, and it all drags out a lot longer than I thought it would do, so it can be quite frustrating.
This isn't necessarily a positive, it's also not necessarily a negative. But we were surprised to learn that the Spaniards are not particularly interested in us, which I understand. But for instance, in our building here in Estepona, we have Spanish neighbors to the left and right, and most of the people in our building are Spaniards, but not all. And we've had the most basic, simple conversations with our neighbors. They're not interested in us. And look, we don't speak great Spanish, so I understand. They're perfectly pleasant. But they're not like, oh, let's meet the new neighbors. Let's have them over for coffee. No.
No.
Never
Maybe, I
happened.
think that's just a Spanish thing in general. You know. In the UK and I think in America too, you like to have people around.
Absolutely.
And you have them. Generally, I think they meet people out more than have
That's
people
what
around.
I have learned. And so that was a surprise.
I don't think really anything.
No?
Because, I mean, I lived in Germany, I lived in Switzerland, and had the contact to Italy, so I take everything the way it is. And I don't know homesickness. I've always been happy wherever I was, you know. And I've never missed anywhere else.
Oh, there are a lot of things because I wanted to move to a country that is totally different. So the whole lifestyle, I would say.
Everything. Okay.
The whole lifestyle, especially in the south.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have to adapt. For example, I took the bus to Marbella on the weekend, and it's always like, okay, there are schedules, but you have to adapt.
Yeah.
So my procedure is
the buses are always on time in Germany?
Yes, and people get nervous when they have to wait 3 minutes. So in Berlin, it's like that. Let's not talk about the Deutsche Bahn, about the train, but the buses are quite punctual.
Yeah.
And people, get angry or stressed in the capital city when they have to wait. But here, my procedure is to have a look how many people are already waiting. And did they start to chat with each other?
Okay.
For asking, okay, when do you think does the bus arrive, and that thing, and it's a social procedure, and so you have to adapt to this patience what the people have. Yeah. And foreigners, they say, oh, for example, you have to wait in the restaurant for service or in a coffee, but there are only different priorities. So the people are very nice and talkative, and they will have their small talk, and this is the priority. Yeah. So you love that and go with the flow, or you will.
Or you'll be quite frustrated. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
The admin, you hear about how bad the admin can be. It is shockingly bureaucratic. I can't actually get my head around how bureaucratic it is. Yeah. That's probably one thing. The second thing I think is, so I don't think you have a car. I have a car here. The driving situation is something that's very interesting. The attitude of I will park where I want and do what I want whenever I want, and I don't give a F what anybody else thinks is very interesting to get used to. So I think those are probably like two of the bigger shocks to the system, where it's just like, yeah, we just do whatever we want, and if I'm double parked somewhere, I don't really care. I'm going to just do it. Yeah. And someone honks, well, tough luck.
Getting used to the sort of ability to drink every day. Yeah. It's very easy here to get sucked into going out every day and having a few beers. And obviously it takes its toll on you. I like to keep relatively healthy. So after the first year, I took a decision not to drink during the week. And I don't always fulfill that wish, but I definitely control that. Yeah.
What do you think America does better than Spain?
Well, friendliness towards strangers. That said, I feel like we've sort of befriended a number of people in town, but they're people who serve us. In other words, waiters and cleaning people and bartenders. And those people are exceptionally warm and lovely. So, that's great. But to your question, what does America do better? I think we are more organized. I don't think that will come as a surprise to anybody. Yeah. I mean, bureaucracy exists everywhere. Maybe it's because I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker, but it's just easier to get stuff done in the United States.
I think certainly, as much as it pains me to say, I think on the bureaucratic side of things, I think they actually are a lot better. I'm absolutely shocked at the level of like pain that I'm going through, just trying to get, as you know, padrons, just the regular paperwork
done,
to I still haven't been able to open a bank account. It's just and I'm literally just kind of going around in circles. Luckily, it's having a Spanish-speaking partner has helped a lot.
Yeah,
but right now it's just my God, it's just painful. Absolutely.
That's
painful.
one good reason to learn Spanish, isn't it?
Well, absolutely.
At least get your bureaucracy done. That's for sure.
So I mean, I think that's definitely one thing. I think probably the other thing that I maybe miss / think, well, certainly London does better, I think, is the quote-unquote food scene / like the selection of kind of restaurants and different types of food.
Yeah.
So I won't lie, I miss that a little bit, but not enough to offset.
No. So what do you think Germany does better than Spain?
I would say as a keyword, structure.
Yeah.
Structure is sometimes helpful.
Yeah.
Let's say it's very diplomatic.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say we can learn from each other so much. That's why I enjoy the Costa del Sol, because we have this cosmopolitan vibe and many foreigners, different cultures. And then learning from the Spanish, how they do that. I think this is a very good way to not only coexist, but of synergy.
Yeah.
Commercial.
Yeah.
Businesses in the UK are run by very driven people generally. Their aim is to make money. They're very commercial. They're chasing the pound constantly. Whereas here, some of the businesses, like you say, they shut at certain times that seem strange. They're very slow to respond to you.
Customer service can be quite hard.
It's terrible. At times it can be terrible.
What do you think Spain does best?
Oh, I don't know. Well, the food's wonderful, of course.
Yeah. Just the general lifestyle. I mean, we're sitting here in a cafe and there's just lots of people out just taking time, enjoying life.
Yeah.
They do a living in order to live and not the other way around.
They're not just working the whole time, it's more about enjoying life. And
Yes, especially in the south, the restaurants, they close for holidays and they write on the door, the family has holiday.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few weeks. Yeah.
They are not thinking about making the money of the season. They really want to live their lives and have the priorities, and they are more in the moment, I would say. So I think we can learn from each other.
You think people in Germany don't do that so much? They don't make time for enjoying life?
I don't think so. I know it.
I think the environment here is much more about living your life for enjoyment and not just chasing the buck.
Yeah.
In the UK, everyone works super hard for their money, and people are generally paid better in the UK than they are here. But at the end of the day, the UK doesn't have the weather, and the sun does tend to make you want to relax a little bit. So there's definitely a culture difference.
More focus on just enjoying life
100%.
rather than just working all the time.
100%.
So what do you think Spain does better than America?
Weather.
Weather?
But okay.
Well, not in Florida. The weather's pretty decent in Florida.
The weather is pretty nice there. Food. I think the food here is brilliant. Every time we come here, for 6 months a year, every time we're here we lose weight. Every time we go back to the States, we gain weight.
Okay,
and
that tells you something, yeah.
Yes, and I think the food here is fresh and not as full of fat, and it's not as processed.
Yeah.
And
just fresher, cleaner.
Yeah.
Healthier. The Mediterranean diet, they say, is a good thing,
exactly.
Right? Do you feel happier and healthier living in Spain?
$1 million question. Yes, I definitely feel like that my day-to-day life and routine is definitely a healthier way of living, and certainly from a mental perspective as well, just hearing even the sea behind you and just walking this strip, even though, as you know, we've had terrible weather recently.
Yeah.
It's still kind of it's just a calmer, slower pace of life and a more enjoyable, I think, pace of life. So yes.
Definitely healthier. You know, I've discovered about myself, wherever I am, I'm happiest.
Okay.
So when it's time for us to leave and go back home to the States, I'm always really sad that I have to leave. And then the second I get home, I'm thrilled to be there. And then the same thing happens the other way around too. I get here, and I'm always a little concerned, like, am I going to love it as much as I did last time? We unlock the keys to the door, we walk in our apartment, we look out at the Mediterranean, we say, yeah, we love it here.
Okay.
It's perfect.
What do you think is one of the biggest mistakes that expats make when they move to somewhere like Spain?
Expecting everything's going to be like it is at home.
Yeah.
And expect everybody is going to adjust to them rather than vice versa.
Them adjusting to, that makes sense.
I think one of the biggest mistakes is drinking too much. It's very easy. A lot of people come here thinking their money's going to last a long time, and then they go out and live like they're on holiday for the first year or two, and you see them change their car from a nice British or German car to something not quite so desirable because you know that they're running out of money fast, and they realise. So you know that's definitely something that affects people.
I mean, I think in life you have the right to do all the mistakes and find out, but maybe having the expectation to bring your culture here and being stubborn enough not to be willing to adapt and to try to teach the locals or people here to adapt to your culture and to your way of life. But you will find out that that it won't work, and then you can adapt. So.
I think it's really important. I am so disappointed when I go out with English speakers to a restaurant or wherever, and they don't even try. Their expectation is that the person who greets them and waits on them is going to speak English. Yeah. I've been studying Spanish. I do Duolingo, and then I do some other classes here and there for 6 years now, and my Spanish has gotten better. It's not fluent. I can't sit with a bunch of Spanish people and just have drinks and conversation. I can't do that. But I can go to a restaurant, I can go to a shop, I can go to a bank, I can make myself understood, and I can't stress enough how important it is. I just think it's a matter of respect.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to, but I
do you
definitely
think you should speak?
Yes, I do. I think everybody should probably at least try.
Yeah.
You know, so surprise, surprise, I'm doing Duolingo. I'm going to try to. Actually, I'm going to have a look at one of these Spanish class places that you had recommended in one of your videos. So I am definitely going to try. My wife is British Spanish, so she speaks fluent Spanish. So I could get stuck in a situation where my children speak Spanish and talk behind my back. So it's like, no, I can't have that. So I need to figure out a way to speak a little bit, or at least get around. So yes, I think it's important to at least try.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you want to live somewhere and not understand what people are saying about you?
Exactly. It's something that British people always moan about with immigrants. They come into our country, they don't learn the culture, they don't learn the language, and then a lot of people do exactly the same thing when they move abroad, don't they? So
yeah, I have that discussion a lot with the Spanish, because I speak more Spanish than a lot of the English people that have lived here for 20 years, but the reality is it's quite a hard language to learn. You have to knuckle down and get on with it, but it does open a lot of doors once you can speak to them in their own language. They're a lot more receptive to you, and they respect you. And I think since Brexit, that's become even more important.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Do you think you need to learn Spanish to live here?
No.
Do you think you should learn Spanish to live here?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Should is a sentence. No.
But you can get by without. Yeah.
I don't know what. I really asked ChatGPT this question because I wanted to find out what is the percentage of foreigners at the Costa del Sol or Estepona that speak Spanish. But you can't find it out. And of course, we have a huge community of British friends, and they hang out together, and you can have everywhere your British breakfast and whatever. But no, you can perfectly live here, especially at the coast, with saying hola.
Yeah, gracias, and that's about it. Por favor.
And if you speak some phrases or can talk with the waiter, it's always appreciated by the Spanish. So I think they give a lot of credit. And if you speak fluently and have also, if you are a hybrid like me, and I mostly learned it with friends here, then you can really move in both worlds and have the full experience, advantages of both, I think.
Okay, last one is the big one. Do you think Spain has changed you fundamentally as a person?
I think it's definitely changed me. Do I think has it fundamentally changed me? I don't think so, but it's definitely changed me. It's definitely forced me to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's definitely forced me to slow down and kind of appreciate and take in my surroundings a bit more. I'm not gonna say anything corny like food tastes better, this, but I appreciate now kind of having maybe like 1 or 2 glasses of wine with dinner or whatever it may be, and not having to be like, okay, time to drink more of this or whatever. It's, just relax and have a nice time and just take it easy.
I think it's made me more relaxed. I'm certainly happier. Being in the seeing blue skies nearly every day, even after a tough winter. The sun does shine, and even on days where it rains, you generally get a couple of hours where you can get out and get some fresh air in the sun, so it's wonderful.
Do you think Spain has changed who you are as a person?
Yes, as well.
For the better?
Maybe we asked other people. In my humble opinion, yes.
Yes.